Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for the perfect guidance, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that's here for us right now. Let's just take in a just really nourishing breath. Let's do that again. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity right at this moment, right now, to let the magnificence of life shower upon us right now. We recognize that it's okay for us to be calm. We recognize that it's safe for us to be seen by the universe and to experience light, physical light, inner light, shined on us. We celebrate all this goodness right now. And we're so grateful for this opportunity to connect, to be fully ourselves, and to stretch out, to be seen, heard, felt, and known. So if we could just breathe into all that. And if we could indeed just feel as we physically sit where you are or lie where you are, just very simply feeling the enormity of you, your physical presence on the planet, the energy field that is here, and perhaps like a peacock, just very simply, or as animals that take a different shape, if we could just feel into the enormity of your presence. And whatever it's like to actually take up that space, to not feel like you need to apologize for your presence, very simply just to take your place right here, right where you are. So if we could just breathe into that and allowing every part of yourself for this dedicated time, for this held space, for the next half hour or so, to settle in, to be right where you are. And we could perhaps relax any thought that we should be somewhere else or something else should be happening. And just letting presence lead the way right now. So if we could just lovingly breathe in. And in this space of stillness, if we could very simply listen to the space that we occupy right now. All the different sounds, the different hums, perhaps of technology or air. And with that awareness, with that listening, if we could very simply notice the distance between yourself and the device you're using, the walls, the ceiling, the floor, the space between you and furniture, between you and a clock. If we could lovingly notice that actual space, the atmosphere around you, let's very simply notice that atmosphere being filled with love. Let's amplify that. If we could just take in a breath. And if we could say out loud, thank you, Archangel Michael, for being with me. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for cleansing and clearing my energy. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with 1,000 feet of unconditional love. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with 1,000 feet of unconditional love. So let's breathe into this. And we'll notice whether it's your first time doing this or one of many times. Let's very simply be present with this experience right now and notice from the core of your being, from your heart radiating out, there being this vast space far beyond the structure that you're in, perhaps even crossing the street that you're on. Just noticing this context of 1,000 feet of unconditional love, only love. So let's notice that big space. Let's notice the intimacy of unconditional love filling the room that you occupy right now. So in the space between you and the walls, in the space between you and the device you're using, let's notice that space being filled with unconditional love and the infusion of that love into your space. And if we could very simply let that love move through every single cell in your body, informing and nourishing every system in your body, including your circulatory system of blood and oxygen, your mental functions, thinking, thoughts, memories, responses, reactions. If we could feel unconditional love in your brain and letting your brain calm down, if we could notice once again this dedicated time that you have time and space that you've chosen to give yourself. If we could breathe in and let your brain be right where you are right now, without a good or a bad, but very simply just calling your brain back to this moment and perhaps doing that with breath. And once again, let's breathe in like it's your very first breath. And if we could notice in this moment of awareness, we'll notice the angels contributing that everybody on the planet wants something. Let's very simply work a little bit differently. Let's allow, let's allow, let's allow. So if we could just breathe in and notice in this space that we've asked for of 1,000 feet of unconditional love, that we're allowing our awareness to go to love. And if we could breathe in and notice Archangel Gabriel, whatever this means to you, it's very specific, whatever it means to you to allow sadness to move. So if we could do two things, which is to acknowledge any sadness and to very simply let it move, let that sadness be flooded with unconditional love. So if we could notice, like a chef with different ingredients, we could notice that sadness might be one ingredient in the wholeness of you. And very simply right now, we're going to let it be included rather than put to the side. So let's breathe in. And we've been working thus far with energy, environment, and awareness. If we could very simply notice and let Archangel Michael join you very physically right where you are. And if we could notice Archangel Michael tending to any sadness that you have and anywhere that is located within you, like a treasured pet, like a cat. So if we could just breathe into that and letting Archangel Michael cuddle and soothe and cherish your sadness. And in response, if we could notice what your sadness contributes to Archangel Michael, what it lets you know in this moment. And if we could do this with the context of the everything in your atmosphere being unconditional love. So let's breathe into that integration and that articulation. And if we could breathe into the instantaneous benefit of listening to our sadness, to acknowledge our sadness, let's notice Archangel Gabriel releasing pockets of tension within your body, within organs, around bone, around joints, in muscles, around muscles. And if we could let the word sadness work side by side with anything we might call tension or fear, and if we could just lovingly let these energies move rather than linger, rather than hold. So if we could feel peace moving throughout your body, acknowledgement creating movement to create more reservoirs of peace, a sense of refreshment, a sense of self-acknowledgement, and an experience of angelic care. So we'll just breathe into all of that. And we'll notice Archangel Michael encouraging us in this moment to come back to the awareness of the held space of your current atmosphere, filled with love, only love. And we'll notice Archangel Michael like pumping up a bike tire. Let's very simply let Archangel Michael highlight and accentuate happiness and joy, which we've all experienced, perhaps in the last 8 months, a little less frequently. So if we could breathe in and very simply notice energies on the move, energies circulating, nothing being stagnant, nothing being stuck, nothing being shoved back into the corner of our mind. If we could breathe into everything circulating. Divine connection like you're experiencing right now, sadness, joy, creativity, disappointment, pain, healing, just letting everything circulate. If we could breathe in and notice once again the 1,000 feet of unconditional love, which includes every single cell of your body, which includes your energy field, which includes the reach of your words, which is global, which includes all the goodness that is here in the universe, which includes care for you. So if we could breathe in, and perhaps like a passenger on an airplane, you're not flying the plane, you're on the plane. If we could very simply notice these energies circulating around within you and around you. And as you observe, if you could notice you and Archangel Michael kind of stepping to the side and watching all of this. And allowing a slightly cheeky Archangel Michael to say, watch this. Just breathe in. And with the watch this, let's notice what he does. Let's perhaps noticing him walking through all these energies and blessing every single experience. Blessing every single experience you've ever had. Blessing everything that is happening right now, everything. And if we could notice whatever it means to you, a release of effort and an encouragement to flow. And noticing once again the reach of your words, the reach of your heart. And if we could say this out loud, I bless everything in my life. I am blessed. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me in every part of my life. So let's notice this. Once again, Archangel Michael walking through, touching, influencing, blessing every single part of you, every single part of your life, every system, muscles, joints, organs, thoughts, breath, the atmosphere that you're in, the place you're physically sitting or lying down, everything that's happening, letting him bless your to-do list, letting him bless any resistance, pets, children. Let's breathe in and feel everything being uniform with love. So noticing what happens when everything has the same energy, which is love. If we could just breathe into that, letting Michael do all of that. And he's asking, as we experience this, to have an awareness back to our physical bodies. We spoke right before we started our work to really feel the enormity of ourselves. That was actually the beginning of our work. Just breathe into the enormity of your physical presence. Compared to an ant, we are giants. If we could just breathe into taking up this space and feeling the energetic space. And if we could just, with breath, have the awareness of actually being alive right at this moment. And in this moment of awareness, let's very simply say out loud, like it's the first time you're saying it, I choose peace. I choose love. I choose radiant wellness. I choose to live on a peaceful planet. I choose to respect other people. And I allow them to respect me. Thank you, angels, for showering the planet with harmony. Thank you, angels, for interrupting fear. Thank you, angels, for infusing love into all hearts. Thank you. So if we could breathe in, and like being in the Grand Canyon, we've put forward intention. Let's notice what echoes back to you from Archangel Michael, from the universe. Wonderful. If we could breathe in, and like in response to the echo, if we could very simply breathe in, and we'll say out loud, I am peace. I am love. And saying your own name out loud, I am Mark. I am. I am abundant. I am healthy. I am alive. I am. I am seen. I am heard. I am honored. My words have global reach. I love the earth. I love all that is. I am love. Wonderful. We could just take in a breath. So, with the same awareness, this is from Archangel Michael, with the same awareness that we just had of the 1,000 feet, perhaps going across the street into different structures, we could feel the reach of your words going around the globe, around the world. And Michael is saying it is okay for us to remember who we are. So if we could breathe in and let's indeed just say that out loud. I remember who I am. I am loved. I am abundant. I am grounded. I am calm. I am inspired. I am gracious. Let's notice what comes to you. I am, just fill in the blank. Just notice what comes. I am. I am. Wonderful. If we could breathe in, a lot of things that have been brought up, they all center on you being loved right now and existing in this environment of love. If we could notice Archangel Michael moving perhaps delicately or on tiptoes around your space. And if we could notice what it means to you that he's moving in that fashion, perhaps with some humor, but Archangel Michael on tiptoes around you. If we could just breathe and notice him doing that and why that is. And in the spirit of demonstration, let's notice when he shifts from being on tiptoes to being with his feet flat on the ground. So if we could notice the space of reach and the space of groundedness. And whatever is the reach is for, let's very simply let it adjust to the groundedness. Be that personal calm, be that world peace. If we see perhaps no difference. And if we could say out loud, I am grounded in calm. I am grounded in hope. I am grounded with wisdom. Wonderful. So if we could just take in a breath and we'll notice once again, you and Archangel Michael. We'll notice Archangel Gabriel being around. And if we could notice the American poet Walt Whitman waltzing into the space with you. I sing the body electric. I celebrate myself. Let's just breathe in and just to feel his invitation, whether you know him or not. This majestic being who embraced America, embraced himself, and helped form the consciousness of the country. If we could just breathe into his presence, if we could notice what he contributes to this moment right now. So if we could breathe in and notice you and Walt and Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel in this space, we'll let our focus go to Walt. And if we can notice him saying to you, the first line of one of his poems, I celebrate myself. If we could just notice him saying that to you. And if we could say back to Walt, I celebrate myself. And letting him say it back to you into the atmosphere you're in. And if we could say back to him, I celebrate myself. And Walt saying it back to you. And I celebrate myself. If we could breathe in and let this back and forth shift from the mouth to the heart and heart to heart, exchanging, I celebrate myself. Body to body, I celebrate myself, that exchange. Soul to soul, the exchange of self-celebration. Enormous energy field to enormous energy field, transcending time. I celebrate myself. Wonderful. We could take in a breath and just feel all of America encompassed in your awareness, the entire world, all continents, all bodies of water, all beings encompassed in your words. And let's say our own names out loud. I am Mark. I celebrate myself. I am America. I am the earth. I am the universe. I am the multiverse. I am. Let's breathe into that. Let's feel the health in that expansion, in that awareness. Noticing that everything is radiant, that everything is permitted, including love, including healing, including miracles, and that all is well. So if we could breathe in and just notice the enormity of your being, the celebration that is here. The analogy that Archangel Michael's making, it's like everything we just said is like the same influence as a hit song, like a global hit song, that there is unity. And we'll breathe into the energy of being part of something, being part of this really positive change on the planet, being part of the surrender of problems, the embrace of the grace that's here for you, the love that is here for you, and the allowing all this goodness, all this peace. So we'll just breathe into all that. And whether you feel him, see him, hear him, or know that he's there in the space with you, if we could look directly at Walt Whitman, and say out loud to him, "Thank you, Walt." If we could look directly at Archangel Michael and say out loud, "Thank you, Michael." And looking directly at Archangel Gabriel, "Thank you, Gabriel." And perhaps with a hand or two on your own heart, we could say out loud to yourself, "Thank you." Wonderful. Let's just breathe in. Let's feel all this generosity circulating, the bigness of this moment. And if we could notice the coexistence of vastness and intimacy, and recognizing the space where there's no difference. And so if we could just notice in this moment what it's like to just be. Wonderful. And we'll just breathe in to the fact that everything is right here. And we'll let this experience continue, this awareness continue. And we'll acknowledge all that we have said, all we have contributed, all we have received, all we have done, all that we will continue to do. And for this whole experience, we'll very simply say out loud, "Thank you." And thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for the perfect grace, perfect peace, and perfect love that is here for each of us right now. We celebrate life. We celebrate to celebrate. We recognize the energy of celebration is uniform. Our body understands it. We choose to celebrate life. We choose to celebrate order and civility. We choose to celebrate all the good that is here, the unity that is emerging, the embrace of love, and the generosity of the universe in our own hearts. To Archangel Michael, Walt Whitman, and Archangel Gabriel, we acknowledge them and we say thank you for your wonderful, clear presence and your elegance. And for all this, we quite simply and lovingly ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time, and so it is.